on. Wizard making.
Hello, everyone. Hello, we're here. Oh my god. We're here. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first session of PairOfSocks Lost. This is the second live campaign from Hero Club. Hello! It's so good to see you again. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. If music is a little bit soft or too loud, please let me know. I'm new at this, so let me know how the music situation's going. But let's get into this whole intro. If you do not know us, if you don't know who we are Hero Club. Our main thing is our podcast where we take our D&C sessions, we record them live around the table, and we edit them down with sound effects and music into these really fun, tight audio anthologies. We got comedy, we got noir, westerns, pirates, you name it. Our latest season is a Tarantino-esque sci-fi romp named Clustermuck. Everyone you see here on this screen, by the way, was a player character in that campaign, and it was about half of the player characters. That's how crazy and weird that season was. So go ahead, there's a chat command for Hero Club, ! Hero Club. If you want to learn more, also there's links in the About section. Please go check us out. What we do here, though, is we just play some D&D together. But as George, our main DM, would like to say, we still do love our sound effects and music. Now, I'm not as good with them as George after he cultivated 2 years worth of experience doing it. So, forgive me for what I'm about to do to you. But there's not going to be as many bug sound effects from last year, so I think everyone's fine with that. I have a lot more to say about what this campaign is and what the campaign is about and the inspirations I have for it. But I've talked on long enough for the time being. Let's meet our players. Now, players, like I said before, will meet your characters in-game in a second. So just go ahead, talk about who you are. Let's start with Marty. Marty, introduce yourself. Tell us what you've been doing with Hero Club and outside of Hero Club.
Hi, everyone. My name is Marty Abby Schneider, and I am an associate producer on Hero Club, and I do the art. Every time there's an Instagram post or you go on the website and you see the little thumbnail for all the seasons, I have designed that stuff or illustrated those posts for those episodes. Mm-hmm. And did you say who I am this season, or don't say that?
We won't. We'll get into that very in depth in a little bit about who you each are.
Okay, cool. And hit that hype train thing. We're only at 91%.
Marty doesn't know what that is.
I don't know. I relearn Twitch every time I'm on here.
Marty has no idea what that is. Also, sometimes Marty will stream his art on this channel here.
Oh, and I also do that.
If you've ever wanted to watch a grandfather try to use a computer, it's the greatest stream that you've ever seen.
I'm choosing to take it as I'm wise beyond my years.
Okay, let's go over to Natasha. Natasha. Oh, please introduce yourself.
Oh my gosh, I'm Natasha, and I did the stream last time, and now my character is completely different, and you will not know what's gonna happen. So that's my intro.
Incredible. Hannah.
Hello, I am Hannah. This is my cat Benjamin. The other one is Leo. They really like watching Dylan's hands do this. Is what I'm learning now.
I'm a hand DM. You'll see.
We will be seeing lots of. Oh, here he goes. I played Akana on the last stream. I am very excited to be back again for this one, playing a different thing.
Ooh, oops. Okay.
Ooh. And I'm not doing any more fun facts because I'm out. I have no more fun facts. You all know everything there is to know about me.
2 full years.
It was so the bottom of the barrel last time of I used to like crayons instead of color pen. It was bad. They were not fun.
Oh my lord. Thank you so much, everyone, for the hype train. I know what it is. Jasmine. Ooh. Introduce yourself.
I'm Jasmine. You can find me on, as Dylan said, this season of Hero Club. I've also done several other seasons, so you can go back and look at those. And I have no idea what the hype train is either. So Looking forward to learning.
Get with it, Jasmine.
I'm sorry.
And last but not least, John, please introduce yourself to everyone.
Hello, my name is John Madison. I'm very excited that I got to be in the last season of Hero Club. I played a malfunctioning robot named Chris, who worked for an evil capitalist space corporation. Mm-hmm. So check that out.
Yeah, check that out.
On wherever you get your podcasts. And I'm super excited for PairOfSocks Lost.
Mm-hmm. So thank you all so much for joining me for PairOfSocks Lost. So if you know Hero Club, you know that we usually go to very unique worlds, all made up by George. That's not what we're doing this time around. We rarely ever do fantasy worlds, straight fantasy. As you just heard, there was a Tarantino sci-fi romp that we did, and we did that before we ever really decided to do a classic D&D fantasy, and that's probably gonna be the case for our seasons. But here on this stream with me as your substitute, I'm not substituting, I'm doing this full time, but I like to call myself the substitute DM. As the substitute DM, I wanted to go full bore into D&D. Also, this is my first time doing a full campaign, so I was like, I need a crutch to lean on. I have DM'd many games that could add up to a full campaign, but not a full one, so we'll see what happens. This is going to be based off of the campaign book, Wild Beyond the Witchlight. It was going to be very based on Wild Beyond the Witchlight, and then all of these assholes made their characters, inspired me to change the entire world, and now the book is not as, it's not as helpful as it used to be, but it will be for a while. It's still a good thing that made me excited to play it. So this is a Wild Beyond the Witchlight campaign. But luckily, if you read the books, you won't really know what's going on, because I changed everything. It wears its inspirations on its sleeve. So what you're getting into with this campaign is me also wearing my inspirations on my sleeve. This is going to be a fairy tale. It's going to be like a children's book. It's going to be based off of Alice in Wonderland, Wizard of Oz, Narnia, Phantom Tollbooth, The Last of the Very Great Wangdoodles. Yes, Marty?
Can we swear and reference sex and drugs?
Of course we can.
Okay, great.
Of course we can.
Good question.
I don't know if I could get through an hour of talking without saying fuck, so it's going to happen. But it's still based on these lovely little stories. It's based on these lovely little stories, but it's at that intersection between the lovely little stories that you saw Disney create and the actual books, which are messed up beyond all belief, which are so sad and scary. We're going to be right around there.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait.
We're starting with the campaign at level 1. This is pure classic D&D, so you're going to see elves, dwarves, anything that you can imagine, it's going to be there. And thank you so much for joining us, everyone. I'm very excited. Okay, I think this means that we have to get in on this. Again, because I am a perfectionist and I haven't really trained with this music software, if the music's too loud or too soft, put it in chat and I will freak out about it later and stay up at night knowing that it wasn't as good as it could have been.
Oh my gosh.
That's our Dylan.
That's our Dylan.
And we love him.
Fan favorite DM. Okay.
Fan favorite Dylan McCollum.
Fan favorite Dylan McCollum. Okay. So let's get into it, shall we? Let me change the music a little bit.
I went to a different Twitch stream. I don't know how I did that.
Why would you do that?
Not on purpose.
Marty got bored. He's like, no.
Took too long.
He's like, what else?
What did I click?
Okay.
I'm back.
Marty's on a Google page that just says, what is Twitch?
That's open in another tab.
Oh,
I'm a
fair.
professional.
Okay. we gather together to tell a fairy tale. I do not know the middle or the end of this story, but I do know how it begins. It begins like any fairy tale would. Fun, dreadful, and with a once upon a time. Once upon a time, the carnival came to town. This carnival, they say, is unlike any other. But no one could really explain why in the details. Some say it travels the plains on butterfly wings. Others say it's always there, just waiting to be found. It comes every so often, every 8 years. No, 42. No, I think it's 137. No, whenever someone has need of it. Maybe, maybe not. But once upon a time, the carnival came to town and changed the lives of 5 children. Children who committed the greatest error of them all. For the one thing that is known about this carnival is that those without a ticket will always pay a price. Maybe they snuck in, an honest mistake. Maybe they lost their ticket. Maybe they wandered away from their parent who held on to them. Either way, they paid a price far too steep. And something was lost. Well, no, maybe it wasn't lost. Maybe it was stolen. Well, no, maybe it wasn't stolen. Maybe they traded it away and they just don't remember. Or maybe it grew legs and walked away. Stranger things have happened. But they lost something. And then the predictable happened. They grew up. Without. Possibly not even knowing what was missing. But in its absence, they were changed. For better, for worse. Does it really matter? Let's find out. Let us begin with an ending. Once upon a time, at the very edge of the western heartlands, past the marsh of Chalimber, sits the Grey Cloak Hills. Among those hills, amidst the fog, sits a lonely red mountain, known as the Rising Red Tomb. At the base of this mountain sits a graveyard, where mourners go to make sure their loved ones do not rise again. In a world with magic and necromancy, this ghastly service is necessary. We see, and the Graven Eye Grave Watchers are known for this very service. We see a small family gathered around a grave, eulogizing who they lost. But don't worry. We don't have to care about their grief right now. Because we pan over to see the two who run this graveyard together. Smoking a pipe, clad in overalls and a patty cap, leaning on a shovel dug deep into the ground, is a Duergar named Rowan Graveneye. And next to him, Hannah, would you please describe your character for us? What you look like, what you're doing as you're watching what might be the 200th, 300th funeral you've seen in your lifetime?
Mm-hmm.
Please let us know.
So, where are we in my timeline? Just so I am aware.
This is recent. This is right now. This is the
Recent.
present. This is the present. This
Okay,
is like
great.
this is a day in the life.
Okay. Marabella Graveneye is I guess, pretty average height for a Dwargar.
Mm-hmm.
She's in her early 20s at this point, 21-ish. She has shoulder-length hair, almost a deep rust color, almost an auburn, depending on the light. She wears very practical trousers with lots of pockets. A brown tunic, because if it's brown, you can't tell when dirt gets on it, which in her line of work happens a lot. I guess a kind of distinct feature is that she seems to have abnormally dark bags under her eyes, which are a deep shade of purple. Her eyes, and maybe the bags. I don't know. Maybe a little bit of both.
Like an ombre.
Yeah. Yes, they have a little bit of an ombre.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so she's got some dark purple eyes. And looks like she hasn't gotten some good sleep in a while.
Okay.
She kind of looks around like, is it just me, or are they here like for a long time? This one seems like it's taken a wee bit longer than the others.
Hannah made me make an Irish character, so this is gonna be great. Your father, Rowan, is just kind of just like smoking the pipe, kind of spits just. All right, love, they'll be done in a moment. Just keep your eyes out. Just keep your eyes out, love. It'll be done soon. And just like kind of is dozing off, just like his hand just like on the shovel, just like dug deep. They'll be done soon, and then one of us will get dirty. It'll be fine. He's been doing a lot of morning shifts, watching out for the graveyard, watching for grave robbers, but you call them poachers. And you see that right around this time is when this kind of family begins to disperse. As always, they never really notice you or look at you. They'd rather not know how this process works, but they're kind of shepherded off by the person, running the funeral to go wherever they are to, have food, have a little celebration of life, while you and your father are left in kind of the cold silence of just the graveyard that you know so well. All right, love. Do you want to get dirty, or should I?
No, Dad, you go ahead and take a rest. If you want, you can go home and I can finish this on my own.
All right. I'll be back at the shed. Just come on in. We'll go home together. Keep your eyes up. He just kind of trudges along, leaves the shovel behind for you, and shovels off to this little cabin shed of also what looks like red stone. Kind of small to be a house. It's not, you know that, but it looks like a small lone house on a hill in this graveyard. Of all the mausoleums and graves, this is the most warm building that there is. And you're left alone with a shovel and an open grave.
Okay. Is there, I know we didn't talk about what the exact grave ritual is. That obviously Marabella would know, but Hannah wants to know, is there a certain thing you were thinking of? Or if I have a couple ideas, should I just say that that's
honestly,
the ritual? Or
whatever you say is the ritual will be the ritual. So just what are your ideas? Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I want to hear it.
Okay, so Marabella looks at the body that's been laid to rest in the ground and makes sure that each hand is crossed over the other one. over their chest. Seeing that that's aligned, she goes, okay, good. And as she begins to bury the corpse, she kind of has a continuous stream of thought going. This symbolizing the last words that the spirit will hear as they exit into the next plane. Oh, you had a right nice service. There were lots of people here. Beautiful day, actually. You're lucky it wasn't raining. That would make this job a lot harder. And just kind of a nice long stream as a final goodbye. The dirt begins to pile on top. She sticks the shovel in the ground. And the most important part, a moment of silence. And this is so the spirit can connect with a spirit in the immortal plane and transfer over. With the belief being, if that is interrupted or people talk to it, the spirit can have a hard time transitioning and want to stay.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and make a religion check for me.
Okay, I need you to move, my sweet son. Okay. Oh, it would help if it put on the table. 14.
14. You've done this. Oh, you've done this many times. It's kind of rote at this point. You try your hardest every time to give them the most of you, but it can take its toll. But in that silence, you know, as you get that small feeling of balance, that you've done your job. Can you make a wisdom saving throw for me?
I wish I still had my old saving rolls.
Oh, yeah. It's different at level 1, isn't it?
It's so different.
Very different.
And when you don't have a busted, broken magic item. Oh my gosh, still great. 19.
19. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
As you're packing the dirt on, kind of in a rhythmic kind of shovel of dirt, rhythmically you get into the rhythm. With every shovelful of dirt that hits the coffin, you kind of get a flash in your mind. It's... You usually see shapes and you don't want to even think about it, and then just another pile of dirt and just a flash in your mind. It's her face. What you can remember of it. It's her face, but at first it's not the happy memories you have with her. It's the last memory you have of her. At least you think. It's the face looking back at you with beady red eyes as it slinks into the shadows. But with a 19, it's just a memory. Well, it's hard to remember it. It feels more like a dream. But lately you've been having these daydreams on your own. And then you're done with the service. And you're done with your job. And what would you like to do?
Marabella will give the top of the grave a little pat with the end of the shovel. Rest easy now. And she'll go back to wake her dad in the little warm hut.
Yeah, you go into the shed and it's like a little like hut shed. It's you go in and you see that there's like it's very sparse. There's a little pot for cooking, 2 big deep like leather chairs, both worn. Clearly they're facing out towards the windows. Your father's asleep, kind of dozing in one of them. Yours is the one on the right. He hears you coming, just like, all right. Did you send him on home now, love?
Everything went perfect.
Wonderful.
They're rested.
We should get resting too.
Yeah.
You have a if it's all right with you, I think you might have to take the night shift tonight, love.
Absolutely. I wouldn't let you.
You
Do we
go
have stew or something?
Oh, back at home. You go, and he kind of groggily gets up and goes into the middle of this like room where there's just an auspicious looking little rug. But also right next to it is like on a pillar is a chain that he starts just kind of like, and this lift that's in the middle of this room starts lowering, as this is actually the exit or entrance to your actual home, as you are being lowered deeper and deeper into the Underdark beneath the mountain. Some people say the Underdark is a dangerous place full of hostile creatures, but you know more than anyone that you can die anywhere at any time. And while that is a horrible thought for some people, for you it is truly comforting that the Underdark, full of other Durgar and deep gnomes, your little village is actually just wonderful. You and your father are really the only two who venture out anymore. But as you go down back to your home, knowing that you tonight are going to be taking the night shift, let us shift to somewhere very different. Shall we? Once upon a time, we move away from that to a much more bustling world, to a city that if you know virtually nothing about D&D, you might know a little bit about this because of the fact that it's just a famous city. We go to the city of Waterdeep. Deep in the trade wards on a fine morning, we are in the Waterdeep Farmers Market. The hustle and bustle of traders and stalls, children laughing and screaming, and on this fine day, someone is walking through the farmer's market with purpose, like they always do. John, will you introduce your character to everyone, please?
Yes, my character, Tone, is a 6-foot turtle. He is green and dark green scaling, no hair, but with like light green scaling around his back and shell. He doesn't wear very great clothes, tattered clothes with like patches on his elbows and knees. And he wears a very thick traveler's apron for when he's at his job where he washes dishes at a very local dive restaurant. And now he's out and about picking up some ingredients for his boss who runs the kitchen at the Bugbear's Navel. So he's out and about searching for ingredients, trying to get back in time before his shift.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you, yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. His eyes are like a turtle's eyes. If you've ever seen a turtle's eyes, they're like green and yellow swirl with a black pupil.
Mm-hmm. John, Tone has been to this farmer's market since they were a kid. You actually know some of the people here, people who were very in good with your father. Mm-hmm. You always knew that even though they were kind of overlooked quite a lot, Tarnik, the bugbear farmer, always has the freshest produce, the freshest tomatoes for sure. Tarnik, though, being a bugbear, just kind of rough around the edges, and people kind of don't go straight towards Tarnik, but your father and you always knew, and because of that, you get really great deals. Also, there's Emlyn, a Triton fisher, who always has the freshest fish for you. You have great deals there. And any other places that you want to go within the farmer's market. This is your favored terrain. This is your place.
I'm finally relaxed here because it's the place where I can be also known and also invisible kind of at the same time. Mm-hmm. Tone is not very confident, but I think he'll go up to Tarnak and start with some fresh produce.
All right. Oh, Tom! Welcome, boy. How you doing?
I'm good, Tornak, good. Just checking off the list for today.
Oh, all right. Just the usual then.
Yeah, I got three large onions, half a dozen large plum tomatoes. Now I'll give you the rest of the list here.
Oh, what are you making, my boy?
I'm not making anything, just picking up the list for the head chef for the bugbear's navel, you know.
Right. Do you not cook no more?
No, I just wash the dishes and clean up around the kitchen and run errands, you know, because the head chef's pretty busy cleaning up the menu and we're pretty short-staffed nowadays.
Well, I'm sure that is a temporary thing, and you will be back to making me delicious treats in no time.
That's very nice of you. Very nice. We'll see. I'm just here to pick up my list.
All right, I'll get that for you.
Thanks.
Tarnik, it's a rather large list, and Tarnik kind of goes like puttering around. Can you make a dex saving throw for me?
Yes, I can.
Cool. Please do that.
As soon as I get to my character sheet. Dex is... Oh, why is it rolling so slow across the screen? It's gonna be a 14.
14. Okay. Let me see. Okay. You get shoulder checked pretty hard. You anything that you are holding, you are able to keep onto, but you do kind of stumble forward a bit, which is not a big deal. It's not a big deal, but then you hear the familiar voice behind you, just going like, "So, it seems that you don't just know that you can't notice the difference between salt and sugar. You don't know the difference between your right and your left." And then right after that, almost immediately, you just hear, "You don't know the difference between your right and your left." Good one, Trent. You turn around and see just the shittiest elf ever. Just this blonde, pushed back hair. Basically, what is the equivalent of a fantasy Letterman jacket, in like full clothes. He has a rapier on his side. You've never seen him use it, but he has a shining golden rapier. This is this is Trent Crestcut, your rival, your rival from the apprenticeship, which ever since you left, you thought that you were done with this, but he's been seeking you out. The voice that came right after him was Sizzle, his Kenku hype person who you've always known, just basically mimics everything that they say right after. And then also kind of trotting behind. You knew that they were there, but you don't really care. Just like trotting right behind them is Vron Cedarmuse, Trent's centaur girlfriend, who is pretty stoic and silent, but is always there.
Hey. Hi, Trent. Is there anything I can help you with?
Not much you can help me with, tone deaf. Yeah! Not much you can help me with, tone deaf. Good one, Trent! Sizzle just kind of is constantly peeking out from behind, from behind him.
The Salted Dragon isn't anywhere near here. Did you come all the way here to pick me out, or...?
Make an insight check.
And that's gonna be a 8.
An 8. Okay. Yeah, you're not really noticing. He doesn't care enough about you to have gone out of his way. He's clearly shopping for something. But was able to pick you out like always.
Wow. Well, good seeing you, Trent. I gotta run. I gotta get back. So.
Oh, you hear that? He's gotta run. I'd love to see you run. I'd love to see it. Please. Let's see how fast you run.
I'd love to see it get. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it cook anything worth eating.
I'd love to
see anything. I'd love to see it cook anything worth eating.
I'd love to see it. 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 Sizzle is just repeating you back at like mocking you, but like when Sizzle repeats you, it sounds really shitty, and when Sizzle repeats Trent, it sounds super dope. So like Sizzle is just there being such an ass and just like repeats you over and over and over and just like, oh lame. Can't cook anything worthwhile. We're going over to the Salted Dragon later. Are you gonna come? Oops, you can't. Can't tell the difference between salt and sugar. And then Trent's girlfriend just, you can't tell the difference between salt and sugar.
Cool. Well, thanks for the great experience. I'll see you never. Goodbye.
Right before you're about to leave, Trent just kind of leans, like, you're about actually on par with height-wise with Trent, and Trent just kind of, like, goes up to you, just kind of puffs up his chest. He's like, hey, I'm so happy that you can't get by in your daddy's name anymore. All right? I'm happy that you're finally where you're supposed to be. And where's that again? Where's that again? What is it? What is it called again? Remind me, daddy's boy. Where are you working at again?
The bugbear's navel.
That's right. I don't know what Edith's bloodbend ever saw in you, but we're gonna go to our job now. And if I were you, I would stop buying produce from this fucking loser over here. And just like you see, just Tarnik is just there, just like, just being like insulted by a shitty prep boy. Catch you around. All right, tone deaf. Tries to go for another tries to go for another shoulder check. I'll just roll an attack.
Is it a nat 20?
Full botches. Full botches.
Oh, good.
Trent goes for another shoulder check, but full overshoots, and you just kind of step out of the way. And full falls flat on his face. And he's like, oh, no. And then you see Sizzle is just like, oh, you're gonna fucking pay for that, tone deaf. You're gonna fucking pay for that so hard. And then you just see, you see his girlfriend trying to get down. You see Vron like trying to do the thing like where the horse sits down for Aragorn, but can't fully get there, and it's just causing a big scene. Like is trying to do the lay down, but can't. And just like Trent, and Trent is just like like soccer, like a soccer foul, just like making a meal out of being hit by you, and like is clearly hurt, but you know if you stay around too long, it'll look bad on you.
Hope you had a nice fall Hope you had a nice fall, Trent.
Tarnik just goes like, "Hey, get out of here," and just kind of full tosses, like spikes a tomato right at Trent's face, and he was like, "Oops, get out of here, go."
All right, Tone takes his produce and heads back to the bugbear's navel as soon as possible.
Okay.
He's got to get to his shift.
Yep.
Those dishes aren't going to wash themselves.
Yeah, that's true. So you leave Trent and his shitty his shitty friends. On the way, you just think about that stupid mistake you made. You had been so careful for so long, and then all it was just the wrong thing. Just one wrong move, and you try to put that out of mind as you go back to your job. What do you do when you get there?
Tone first goes straight to the head of the kitchen to drop off the produce, and then checks in with the kitchen staff. Mm-hmm. Tone, although very quiet, loves and respects the work he does. He has a lot of problems, but he's very, very organized in where everything is set, and the kitchen is spotless. Like, this is not like a fine dining restaurant. Like, this is, I think the bugbear's navel is somewhere between a diner and a dive, and we serve fried food, oily food, but we occasionally have really, really great soups. But the kitchen is almost cleaner than where people eat, and it should be, because so everything he can control, and he follows it to the letter. So the first thing he does is go to the head of the kitchen, drop off the produce, and then gets straight to organizing everything for the chef and the sous chef.
Yeah, and these are like salt of the earth chefs, and they've always been so welcoming of you. They knew your father when he was just kind of on his way up in the world. This goblin sous chef, Orlek, just kind of comes up to you. It's like, "Okay, how you doing, Tone?"
Great, Orlek. I'm just here for a great chef. I've got all the produce here laid out for you, and I'm just ready to have a great night of work.
Okay. I just want you to know that we're going to be kind of swamped tonight. There's going to be it's the festival's end, so it's going to be a little bit swamped tonight. So just all hands on deck, and we may need someone to swap in to do some cooking tonight. So are you up for it?
Sure thing.
If you're not, you're not. If you're not, you're
no.
not.
I can handle that. I know the recipes to the letter, and all I need to do is follow the recipes.
I mean, yeah, just follow the recipes. You'll be fine. Sorry. For a moment, you looked just like your dad. Well, it'll be nice. I want to see what you can do, because this place is spotless, and if you take as much care as with the kitchen as you do with food, which I know you do, it's gonna be great. Okay.
Yeah. I just want to follow your motto, which is make sure everybody gets fed. Right?
Right. Let's make sure everybody gets fed. You start your shift for the evening. It's going to be a long one, and you're there for the long haul. And on that, let us move away from this for a moment, as we move to another famous city. Welcome, my friends, to the largest city that you... Oh, wait. Pause all sounds first, please. And now we'll go back to the city. To Baldur's Gate. Even if you know nothing about D&D, you've probably heard the term Baldur's Gate. It is the largest city. And in the Out-City District, between the Out-City District of the Tumbledown and the Lower City District of Brampton, is just a hotbed of crime. Just a hotbed of crime and thievery. And on this border between the district of Tumbledown, which is really the slums of this city, and the lower district of Brampton, which is still pretty low class, but they see the district of Tumbledown and they're like, I'm not going there. Skulking about. Jasmine, would you please introduce your character to us as you're skulking about on the border between alleys of Tumbledown and Brampton, a place that you are always able to score?
Yeah, my character is Zara. She is a halfling rogue, and she has sort of like stringy, short, brown hair that's always in a ponytail, always out of her way, and she has sort of like clothes that don't quite fit, but she's cut to sort of fit her, and she has a very nice gold ring on her finger that doesn't quite belong there. And as she kind of moves through the alleyways, she tucks it in her pocket for safekeeping so no one can quite see.
Just as you're kind of going about your everyday, kind of going from person to person, can you just give me a sleight of hand check?
Yeah. That's a 23.
Okay, yeah. Even at level 1, rogues. Yeah, you are... It is so... At this point, it's boring. You know what's in someone's pocket from a glance, and you know what's about to be in yours in a matter of moments. It's just... You just have to wait for the right moment. And you also know that as long as you do it alone, you're never gonna mess it up. You know, there are some people in Miss Busybody's employ that do it with other kids or other people. You know that as long as you're doing it on your own, you will never mess this up. But you're getting your take for the day. Where would Zara go after a nice, good, full day of pickpocketing? And since you did it so well, no one's chasing you home. You're fine.
Zara's just sort of like skipping along, kind of like weaving, bobbing in and out of the people since she's so small. And she's chomping on an apple that who knows where she got that.
Okay. Yeah, it's around this time you're kind of like ending off the day, and you see, make a perception check for me.
14.
14. Okay, let me roll for this. Aw. You see, there's this satyr kid who has like another orphan, a satyr kid who's in Miss Busybody's employ, who just came in and who is like looks up to you like a big sister and can be very annoying sometimes, and with a 3 stealth check is so obvious. This is like a 12-year-old satyr boy named Thicket who is just like clearly trying to sneak up on you to like impress you, and you fully just see him like, you see him trying to hide.
I am going to pretend like I don't see him, and then once I get to the core of the apple, I'm gonna like toss it over my shoulder like I'm done with it, but clearly trying to hit him.
Okay, make a deception check.
A what check?
A deception check.
Deception. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, oof. 10?
Poor Thicket. He rolled a 2. Is so certain. Thicket. And now, honestly, roll an attack. Just roll an attack.
Is this just like an unarmed strike?
Yeah, just an unarmed strike. I mean, it's armed, but like, sure, just an attack.
Oh, that's a 2.
That's a 2?
Yeah.
Okay, you are looking fully away from Thicket as you like know around where Thicket is, but you just kind of toss it, and Thicket is able to dodge out of the way, but you can hear Thicket dodge, like Thicket's like, yeah. Thicket gets right on up to you, and kind of like pokes you on the shoulder and goes like, "Stick him up."
Zara turns around. Oh, you got me.
Did I really?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes. Thicket is like, because Thicket's a satyr, like does like a really big leap into the air, so excited. Did you steal anything today?
Not a thing today.
Still with
Just
that
not
10 deception, but Thicket is just like, you didn't steal. I stole something.
Oh, what'd you steal?
And Thicket just like kind of pulls out of his pocket just like a bunch of candy. So,
Oh wow, nutritious.
Do you think the missus is gonna be happy? Like, do you think I'm ready? Like, do you think I'm ready for like for the big time?
Look, I think you're ready, but you know Miss Busybody. She's, well, a busybody.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, best friend. And then Thicket will just kind of like run off, on their own. As you know, you don't really need anybody. You never have. But, you know, these kids, it is sad. But you've seen a dozen like them. Now, you can always go back to Miss Busybody, but you can also take your take and go. You haven't lived under Mrs. Busybody's roof in quite some time. It's been a few years since you've been out on your own. So what would you like to do? What would you do for the rest of the day on a normal day? Just a normal day in your life.
I think Zara has like a favorite spot that she likes to climb up on the roof of like one of the tallest buildings, and she likes to just watch the sunset and look at all the people below her that she's stolen from.
Yeah, no, it is a beautiful day. You climb on up to the top of this building. Like always, it's totally normal. Make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Oh man. 13.
You forgot something. You forgot something, but it doesn't seem important. You just have that sense that you forgot something. And you get this sense every so often. But, I mean, what could you forget? You basically have everything that you own on yourself at all times, so you just sit there, waiting for the sun to go down. And on that, we'll go somewhere a little bit different. Somewhere very different. Once upon a time, far to the west on the Moonshay Isles across the trackless sea, sits the kingdom of Calzini. A beautiful kingdom which sits at the intersection of a regency and fantasy castle. Everyone, I think the best way to describe it is Genovia from Princess Diaries 2. It's exactly that on this beautiful island kingdom. Groves of gem trees just are in a complete wonderful grove surrounds these wonderful, beautiful estates. You see these attendants in kind of all these like bright pink, like these are pastel pink outfits with like green pantaloons, with these gem pigs, which are essentially truffle pigs. Gem pigs go around to each tree and start digging at the base of tree roots where the gems are. The jewels are deep within the roots. We zoom in on this beautiful thing. We go in through a balcony to this beautifully furnished room. In the corner, there's a fit form. What is it? Basically a mannequin that has this beautiful dress on it with a masquerade mask draped to the side. You hear the window is completely open, so is the balcony. You hear some rapping on the doors. As this kind of plump older woman, full human, this is the first human we've seen, just full plump older woman, is just Your Highness, it's time to wake up now. Your Highness, oh, silly girl. And kind of shoulder checks into the room, this plump older woman holding tea. Just all right, is it a happy or sad day today, missus? And takes over the, off the covers of the bed to reveal, pillows arranged to represent that someone's still sleeping in the bed. And she goes oh no, not again, missus. She, rushes to the balcony. Griselda! We pan out on that giant scream from your nurse that you definitely hear deep in the forests, deep in the groves. We zoom in on Natasha among the gem trees early in the morning. Please describe your character to everyone.
Yeah, Griselda. It's actually Princess Griselda Calzini.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
She is a 5-foot pallid elf. So her skin is super, super pale. And she has these eyes that are fully black. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. She has pointy, long ears. And she is not smiling. She just has a almost blank stare. But you see that she is she's playing with a couple of rabbits, actually. Mm-hmm. And just kind of talking to them and petting them, and she's all by herself. She turns around and hears a nurse and runs deeper into the forest.
Okay. Okay. So what are you doing in the forest? What you do know, I'll say this, you do know that today, or tonight really, is supposed to be this big kind of coming out party for you. You're kind of turning of age, and there's supposed to be this wonderful masquerade ball. The whole kingdom is kind of on high alert. Right now, they're just with any kind of big, incredible event. Your father gets a little bit worried, but also it's all about you. So very worried, but especially just, in case the Scarpettis decide to do anything tonight. Security is high, but you also know your way around it. So what would you be doing on the morning of this masquerade ball?
Morning of the masquerade ball.
Mhm.
She is doing anything that does not involve people.
Okay.
So she's just hanging out with like her animal friends, basically.
Okay, make an animal handling check. I'll say with
Okay.
advantage. Because this is your home turf. These are like the animals that you know and love.
Yeah. Okay. Oh goodness. I got 12 both times.
Okay. 12. So you're a little distracted. You're able to find the animals, but the animals just kind of, maybe it's like too early or something. There's like the rabbits around you, but you're like calling for more animals to come to you. And usually when you call to the birds and you call to the rabbits and squirrels, they all come readily up to you, but something feels different today. They're not really coming straight for you. I don't know. Weird.
If this is what being a woman is like, I hate it. And she just starts like walking towards the castle again.
Okay. As you kind of trudge, like, what are you wearing on this day?
Right? I mean, she's not wearing the evening dress, but she's wearing just like a casual day princess dress.
Right, of course. The casual
That
day
is
princess
pink.
dress.
Yeah. Yeah. That was pink and green. Yeah.
Pink and green. Okay. And so as you kind of trudge through the forest, you see attendants. The attendants have always been kind of scared of you. Not always, but in the past few years, as you kind of like look at them with this like kind of blank expression on your face, the attendants are other elves, some pallid elves, a lot of humans, and every single time they see you, they're just kind of like, and just like don't even want to really interact with you, which you're fine with. You see kind of like running outside in front of the castle is your Romeo and Juliet style nurse, who is just like kind of like holding the apron up, running, just like, Griselda, what are you doing, silly girl? Please, we have so much to do for today. Please come back here, please.
I'm coming!
All right.
Good morning to you too!
And she just kind of like stops and goes, happy day or sad day? Happy day or sad day? Please, you have to tell me, happy day or sad day? What
does it look like?
Okay, she's gonna make an insight check. Oh, you're not excited about the masquerade?
You know me too well.
All right. Well, your father is, so you have to get yourself ready. All right. Let's go, and don't have me running at all hours of the day. Also, what if the Scarpetti's got a hold of you? Going to absolutely give me a heart attack.
If the Scarpettis came, I would just make a horse and ride away.
And they just go like, on with you, on with you. And it ushers you up into your room. You have a lot of events today, kind of just like being seen. So you're getting kind of fitted into your beautiful gown already. So you get back up to your room. What would you do in your room the first time you get there?
The room.
Mm-hmm.
She goes up to the dress form and like half-heartedly picks at her dress, and then like puts the mask up to her face and looks in the mirror. Still no smile, nothing on her face.
At this moment, you get like a knock on the door. You get like a little knock on the door, and you just hear, oh, is my girl beautiful today or what? How's my girl looking? And you know it's the voice of your father, King King Carmine. King Carmine Calzini. Same complexion, also a pallid elf. But the pallid elves just themselves are kind of, they're not like the tall, lengthy, regal elves all the time. He's kind of like a squatter looking elf, and with the pale skin, like dark jet black eyes, and kind of like balding in front and stringy like hair back here. Just kind of, what does the king have to do to get the door open in my own house? Huh? Can someone, nurse? Could you open it? Can someone open it? Why is no one opening the door for me? Why is no one? The king commands you, and this is all happening like from behind the door. No, I know. I don't want to open. I'm not going to open. I want to give her her boundary, so I don't want to open the door right away. Someone in there has to open the door, but I'm not going to do it. No, I could do it, but the king is awaiting his princess daughter and would like to see her now.
Griselda goes over to the door and unlocks it. Hey, Dad.
Oh my God! Wait a minute! Wait, no, I have to do a proper reveal. Okay, it just like covers his eyes, and he's like kind of stumbles into the room. All right, and by the way, Carmine is kind of short, but also is wearing like a very classic, like King George like cape and like collar and crown. It's like way too much, like has a scepter, but it's also encrusted in gems. Everything in this kingdom is encrusted, dripping in jewels. It is too much, but here it is perfect. It is a knockout, and he is just dripping and rings on every finger. And he just kind of opens his eyes, goes, Oh, my daughter's a knockout. What? Oh, my. You're spitting image of your mother. Okay. You are. Oh, my darling, I love you. I love you so much. Frowny, you look so good. Frowny is his nickname for you and has been for years. Frowny, you look beautiful. Now, come on, give me that scowl. Give me that scowl. Oh, you can't help it, but you can't help but give me that scowl. Okay.
Dad.
What?
You're embarrassing me.
Oh, and if What, am I not the king now? Am I not king? Am I suddenly not king?
You're king, and I'm princess.
That's right, you are. And I'm sorry for embarrassing you on your big day. I'm sorry. Please forgive me your future to be majesty hopefully sooner rather than later. Your dad has been hinting at the fact that he wants to retire for years now. And every time he brings it up with you, it's like another thing of like, he wants you to take over as soon as possible. So you ready for tonight?
I mean, I guess I didn't have to memorize anything, right?
No, of course not. No, be yourself. Be your perfect self, all right? I just, hopefully the fucking Scapettis stay out of there, mind their fucking business. And also, you come out of this with, potential spouse, maybe?
Dad! That's not gonna happen tonight.
Well, it's gotta happen sometime. All right? It's sooner rather than later. And I don't look, and I'm not even saying it has to be a guy. Woman's fine, anyone's fine. I'm good with, I'm fine. I don't know what. I'm fine with anything you want. I'm saying that, but you gotta get married. That's the main thing. Is that is non-negotiable. You know that, Frowny.
Dad, I've told you a million times, I'm not gonna be queen. I'm never gonna be queen, and I'm never gonna get married.
Okay. Make a persuasion check.
Whoa. A 9, a hearty 9.
A hearty 9, okay. He says, all right. Like always, I'm going to pretend you didn't say that so that we can have a cordial evening. You are my only child. Also, even if I had a whole bunch of kids, you know who I'd pick to run this. Look, sweetie. We're gonna go to war with the Scarpettis eventually, right? They are fucking up our shit. And I need you. You are a hard-ass sweetheart, alright? The way that you stare down everything and not even a fucking smirk. You are the one who is going to take down those fucking Scarpettis, all right? I know it in my heart. I'm old, right? I'm weak. You, though, I love you, okay? So just think about it for me, okay? Please?
I guess, for you.
Okay, was that said with a smile or a frown? Said with smile or frown? Was that
What does it look like?
I don't even care. Either way, you are, you are so absolutely scary. You're horrifying. I love you so much, sweetie. You look beautiful. Okay. I gotta go make sure that the shores are taken care of. And just, if there is an attack, just, be safe. And if you don't recognize anyone readily, all right, just, I've heard stories about this. Don't go falling in love with no Scarpetti, okay? Don't you go falling in love with no Scarpetti. I've heard how this goes sometimes. Some kingdoms have fallen.
Forbidden love is the best love. I know.
Well, that's okay. No, that's what I'm trying to say. Not to do, sweetie. Just it is
right. Yeah. If I don't want like someone who I madly, deeply love, then I shouldn't be with them.
I mean, yeah. Sometimes though.
And she starts to like push him out of the room.
Okay. I've overstayed my welcome. You look gorgeous. You're gonna look so good tonight. All right. Beautiful. Okay. I love you so much. Like does kisses, and as you're pushing him out, slams the door. Okay. And then you kind of hear from behind the door, like, all right, okay, let's fucking go. All right. Okay, no. Oh, okay. I'm a good dad, right? No, just like in your basic experience. Like he's talking to like someone else on the other side of the door, like his attendant. He's like, I'm a good dad, right? No, you don't have to say yes. I mean, but don't say no. I'm the fucking king. What are you, crazy? And like as he just like walks down away. So as you're getting ready for the ball, let us go to the last member of our party before we go to break. As we introduce all of our characters, as you get ready for the ball, once upon a time, far in the west, in the Broken Spine Canyon, where clans wage war for land and glory. And Marty, you might have to help me with pronunciation, but is the clan of Mugashnar?
Yeah, that's pretty much correct.
Okay, is the clan of Mugashnar. Orcs. Orcs and half-orcs are just completely getting geared up for a raid. Horde Reavers are getting ready for a customary raid. It's business as usual for the clan. There are rumors that it's actually not so much as a raid as a defense. It seems that it has been a long while since anyone has actually dared to attack the Mugashnar head on, but it seems that the Varnath Sul, which are a formidable clan, they have been it's rumored that they're about to try to meet you all head on. which most of the Horde Reavers think is a hilarious joke. And we see these orcs just getting decked out, painted with blood. They each come out of this tent with this like wonderfully intricate blood face paint that from afar seems like just a sea of orcs with just blood on their face. But then when you like get up close, it seems like every single person, every single Horde Reaver is getting a specifically tailored face paint of blood that goes well with them. As we pan into the tent, we see one of the largest orcs in the clan sitting on a tiny little stump stool with a paintbrush dipped into blood, painting another orc's face meticulously. Marty, could you please describe your character for us?
All right. Standing at 6'9" and weighing 285 pounds, Gulzog Intestine Scarf is an absolute unit, even by orc standards. At 28 years old, he definitely should have a few more battle scars than he does. He's relatively scar-wise a pretty clean orc. He doesn't have any kind of cauliflower ears or chunks out of his ears that at this age he kind of should have by now. He also doesn't have any blood face paint of his own, but he is putting up the finishing touches on an almost as huge guy. There you go, Varmath. You're gonna cut a real striking figure out there on the battlefield, buddy. Just go get him. Make everybody proud.
Varnath, you said?
Yeah.
Varnath kind of turns to this kind of, imagine like a chain, like a sheet of chain mail, or really just like chains that are hooked onto every chain is a mirror. You for sure don't, the clan doesn't make mirrors, but every time that you've gone on raids, someone has stolen a mirror and you've hung it up on this giant wall of just like either like hand mirrors or mirrors that are just hung onto these chains. There is just this like wall of stolen mirrors. Varnath like just kind of looks and goes, oh, Gulzog bring out hatred in eyes.
Yeah, that's what I was going for, man. Thanks a lot.
Oh. Gulzog is strange, but I look so mean. I look, and he's just like posing, just, I look like horrible last thing to see before die.
Varnath, it does Gulzog's heart good to hear that. I'm glad you're happy with the paint job, buddy.
You see, like, standing off to the side, is your brother. Your favorite brother, I'd say, Dozakar, is just kind of like standing there, geared up, already face painted. You did his face paint in the morning at home, just kind of chuckling, just like, it's looking good, Golzy.
Yeah, you think so? This is a longer line than usual. I'm pretty psyched about how everybody's looking.
Well, you know, it's a little bit different. We're doing it, you know, this is an at-home thing. We don't really get to do at-home things. No one's leaving, so everyone's making time for you, bud. Everyone's making time.
I know, this is great. Oh boy, I sure wish I could get out there with you guys, but you know, you guys are gonna do great.
And like, yeah, Dozakar kind of just like looks around and just goes, Are you sure you don't want to just like get painted up, feel like you get geared up just in case? You know, you never know. The mood might strike you.
I haven't polished I haven't sharpened the falchion in forever. I'm not in the least bit prepared. So you know, next time I'll be sure to have the old maintenance down, but I'm good. I'm good here. I'll make sure that the signs are all refurbished and stuff while you guys fight the Varnath Shul.
Yeah.
What are they called?
Yeah, what are they called? What did I write down?
Varnath
Sul. Varnath Sul.
Wait, no, Varnath was that guy. Varth. I don't remember.
Sure.
Yeah.
Varnath Shul. Yeah. So, your brother just kind of goes. It's like, okay, if you really don't want to, and then Margith kind of walks in, throws a spear, like chucks a spear to Dozakar and just goes.
Margith, my oldest brother.
Your oldest brother.
Yeah.
He chucks a spear to Dozakar and just goes. If he doesn't want to do it, he won't do it. Don't try to make him something he's not. And just kind of like walks away just as soon as he entered.
Strength and honor, brother. Golzok just sort of calls after him.
Mm-hmm. You see, your other brothers are kind of like just, the tents are rather open. Your other brother, you can see across the way. Yarthis is like gathering a bunch of sticks and like hide, and is like stitching them together. You don't know what he's making, but it looks awesome and deadly. As he's like stitching together these sticks and this hide into like what looks like almost like a weird kite. This is not his ghillie suit that he's made, but like this is something that he's just like kind of creating, crafting. And like through the way you see Ol and Gar are
Garl?
just Ol and Garl are just
Sorry.
have just grabbed a pigeon from out of the air and are feasting upon it. Like they were chasing it as if you chase a butterfly. They jumped, grabbed it, and now these two younger orcs, very like they're like around 7 years old, are just going to town on this. They're not being dressed up for war, but they are just out and about.
Whoa, Dozakar, how long till we get these two guys out there? Am I right? I mean, look at those. Terrifying.
Dozakar just kind of looks at you and it's just like, yeah. And just leans in for a moment, just goes, buddy, I know you got it in you, all right? When we were their age, you kicked my ass, all right? And if you want to be doing this, then if you want to be doing this, is fine. But just you can get out there. I believe in you, and maybe because we're at home, if something happens where you have to feel like you got to defend, might be different. There's a lot of the jitters seems to be when like you going out there, but they're coming to us this time. So
Golzog does his best to put on a good face, but it slips a little. Hey, man, I really appreciate that, but if anyone gets inside the walls, I'm not gonna. I won't let anything happen to the boys or anything. But I mean, they barely need me themselves. They're absolutely feral. But I'm not gonna head out to the walls today. Maybe next time. There's always the next raid or the next siege or whatever.
Okay. I'm just saying it because Dad's gonna say something.
Yeah. Hey, I've already prepared for that. Am I right? Yeah.
Okay.
Don't worry. I know he's gonna say something.
Okay. Well, I'll see you at dinner before, right? See you at dinner before?
Yeah, I'll see you there.
Okay. Hey.
Yep.
I love you, little brother.
I love you too, Doze.
Okay. And Dozakar is strikes a formidable frame. Like, Dozakar is not as big as your eldest, but is like, and also not even as big as you, but is like the handsome one of the group. Like, is of orcs. Like, Dozakar is like, man, that's the hot one. And Dozakar just kind of walks out, leaving you alone.
Hey, Dozakar.
Yeah.
Bring pride to the intestine scarf name.
Always, little brother. Always. Walks out, leaving you alone in the painting tent, which it's been a thing for a while now that you're able to, paint the signs. You have done a lot of good branding for the clan. Everyone knows, everyone knows the symbol. Everyone knows the symbol of the Mugashnar. Because you were the one who made it clear and actually readable from far away. And your blood face paint has been just absolutely loved. Like, it is one of those things where you know that no one in the clan really gets it, but they all appreciate it. Like, they're happy it's happening. They just don't know why you do it. But they gave you this tent, and they come to you. So, but you're left alone for a moment.
Gulzog is going to turn his attention back to a half-finished but already beautifully rendered sign that says, entering Mugashnar territory, tremble before the Mountain of Bones. And he's going to finish up drawing the Mountain of Bones symbol underneath the sign, underneath the words.
Okay. There's a moment, and you make a perception check.
$18.
You hear it, and you knew it was coming. You hear it before it even enters. You just hear like, what do I even say? You just say something. Say something to him. He's your son. But I don't. We don't connect that way. Just say something to him. Try. It's the voice of your mom and dad. It's your voice of Olza and Bogath. And kind of like sheepishly, your father, who is just like, he's tall, but he's mostly wide. He is like a wide man. Like a wide orc with like no six-pack. It is full giant weightlifter. You've done his, you've taken a lot of care into his blood makeup, and he clearly loves it. But he just kind of sheepishly kind of comes in, does like a knock on the tent flap, but it's, just like a, you did good today.
Thanks, Dad. You cut a striking figure. I'm sure you're going to bring honor to the clan name and kill many Varnosh Sewell scum. I look forward to feasting with you tonight. So, yeah.
I wondered if you would, I know the answer to this, but I was wondering if you would fight by my side tonight.
Listen, Dad, you know that there's no greater honor than I can think of, and you humble me with your invitation, but I'm not destined for glory on the battlefield. I'm nervous I would dishonor the family name. You know how it is. I'm just not as skilled with the sword or axe as I am with the paintbrush and the calligraphy pen.
But, I do not know where my little killer Golzog went. You were so good at killing, and You fought most like me out of all children, and what
and like he stands up for a moment and goes goes to the flap of the tent.
What was it?
And then you just see your mom lean in and go,
ask him, is he happy? Ask if he's happy, and if he is, then there's not much you can do. Hi, sweetie.
Hey, Mom.
All right, go. Be father.
And then your dad just go like,
are you happy?
Golzog accidentally catches himself in the hanging mirror wall before looking away, and pauses for... Can I make a check to see if the pause is too long?
Sure, make an insight check.
21.
Way too long.
I'm super happy. I'm so happy.
It was so long.
There is nothing missing from my life.
And your dad, you know for a fact that your dad is like a laconic figure and like is fine with silences. But even for him, he was like, "Whoa." Like, okay.
So good, Dad. Everyone brings glory to Clan Mugashnar in their own way. Some brush heads, some disembowel enemies, and some, paint and render beautiful images and skillfully organize and lay out the calligraphy for signs to go around the clan territory. And after another long pause, he it takes a lot, but Golzog looks his dad in the eye and he says, I'm working on it, Dad. One day I'll get it back.
Your dad just kind of takes a moment.
All right. You sometimes make me sad, but you, Golzog, can never dishonor clan. And if anyone says different, I rip out spine. Okay?
Golzog affixes his dad with a little more steady eye contact and extends his arm. Strength and honor.
Strength and honor. And when you do decide that you do want to fight, you fight by my side.
There's no place I'd rather be, Dad.
He looks like he's about to go in for a hug, but then just kind of gets up.
Was going for the arm clasp.
Yeah, and it got awkward
Yeah.
because he was like went for the arm
Oh,
clasp
sure,
and he went for the hug, and he was like, all right.
Were you gonna? Because I thought you were. It's no worries.
He walks out. Make another perception check.
God damn it. 9.
9. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna have you roll again because he rolled a 9 as well. So
Okay. The perception?
perception.
7.
Okay. So it was a tie. You think you're about to hear something? Do you want to get like closer to the tent flap to hear your mom and dad speak?
Only if they won't hear me getting closer.
You're pretty certain of that.
Okay. Yeah.
And you just hear, just like in the middle of a conversation, just like,
I'm sure it went fine. What if I do something that make him not like to fight? I push hard 'cause I saw self in him. But he not fight in years.
and you just hear your mom just go,
Well, he fight in his own way. And if clan leader say he dishonorable, we rip out spine. Yes, that's what I said. Well, good. We're on same page. It should be easy today. They weak like mouse. They are weak like mouse. If I tell him that they're weak like mouse, do you think, don't go back in there? You'll see him at dinner.
and they walk away, and you've heard that, and your dad kind of swings back and forth between being very sweet about it and then sometimes seeming like very frustrated with you. This is a sweeter moment. Sometimes he's a little bit more like, why you not do? And seems very, something about it coming to your like shores, essentially coming to your house, like the battle not going away but coming here. Mm-hmm. Everyone seems a little bit more like this hasn't happened in years, like that you've been attacked head on, and something seems weird in the air. What would Golzog do after that?
Probably sit with some feelings that he has not said out loud to anyone, and probably like just maybe go to his outside of his tent and look at the collection of skulls on spikes, mostly put there by his brothers. There are a couple like hog skulls from when he was a kid that normally like wouldn't even be kept. Those are for food. It's not like an enemy you've killed in battle, but you know, after he stopped fighting, like there were a couple left over from that he had killed as a kid that, you know, his Dozakar insisted on putting a couple of them on a spike. Mm-hmm. He goes and looks at them and sighs and goes on a walk around the, sort of the backside of the clan encampment, not out at the walls where everyone's fighting the other way. And he's going to look off the plateau that they're encamped on, out at the Broken Spine Canyon, and just have a think.
Yeah, like a Luke looking at the twin.
Yeah, exactly like that.
Well, on that note, where each of you are in this evening, you swear you hear music. And we're going to go to break, and we'll pick up right from that point. Thank you so much for being here, gang. We're going to take a little bit of a break, so stretch, get some water, get some food, come back in around, 5-7-ish minutes. We always said 5-7-ish, which was a crazy number, but that is the number that we're choosing. We'll see you here in a bit. Have fun, game. Bye.
to begin.
Welcome back, everybody. Hope you had a nice little break. We sure did. All right. So we've met all of the players. Now let's see what happens to them. For each of you, wherever you are, which is all, as you noticed, very far away from each other. None of you are actually anywhere near each other. But it is approaching night for all of you. Marabella, you are now on your night shift back up at the graveyard. Zara, you're still just like, the sun has set and now it's nighttime on the roof and you're like about to like head back down. Griselda, it is the night of the masquerade ball and you are done up to the nines, kind of waiting to go down to the party. Guests have been arriving and you've been like able to see them from the balcony and it's getting a little overwhelming. Ton, you are in the kitchen. You've been kind of cooking a little bit, and Gulzog, you are at dinner with your family, but it's kind of like ending, and people are getting ready. You kind of hear war horns blaring. The time is coming up. I'm just going to go down the line. Everybody make a wisdom saving throw. And I will ask you individually what you got when your time comes. Marabella.
Does this have to do with being charmed or stunned?
No.
Okay.
It doesn't.
I botched. First botch of the campaign. Oh wait, no, second.
No,
Trent
that was
botched.
Trent. Trent was the deserved first botch of the campaign.
Yes. First player botch.
Okay,
because
you
fuck that guy. I did botch. I very much botched.
Okay. You hear music blaring in your ear, kind of like it goes in soft and then kind of goes loud and then back, and for a moment the memory of her comes back to you, but behind that memory, behind that dream is another dream, a dream of you at the carnival, a dream of you as a kid hanging out with a flash of what looks like other kids. Kind of like those friends that you make at a summer camp for a brief moment when you're a kid and they're your best friends for a little bit and then you never remember their name. And you're starting to think, and with that botch, it's like overwhelming and you hear this music coming from one of the graves. And it's a grave that you know is actually, as you go forward, like as you look around, you see that it's not a covered grave. It is an empty hole, an empty grave. Usually, sometimes your dad will dig a hole, but not always, and it's odd. But with a 1, you're not charmed in any way. You don't have to, but you are compelled more than usual to walk towards it. It doesn't seem dangerous to walk towards it. Jasmine, what'd you get?
19.
19. So for you, music plays, but it could be coming from any number of places on the street. It's kind of familiar. You remember it. It was that carnival you went to long time ago. Back when your parents were around. but you don't like to think about that too often. The music is just kind of around. It's honestly kind of annoying. With a 19, it's not. It's annoying, but you do notice pretty quickly that as you are walking away from the rooftop, that it's following you. Marty, what'd you get?
13.
13. Okay, we're actually going to come to you in a second because the music kind of plays throughout dinner.
No one else hears it?
I mean, you can ask.
Now or in a second?
Yeah, you can ask now.
Does anyone else hear that?
You hear, like, see all of your brothers and mom just, like, kind of go... Make a perception check with disadvantage, Marty, actually.
Sure.
I guess we're actually going to do you now. It actually makes sense, yeah.
Sorry.
No, it makes total sense.
10.
10. The music is... You can only hear the music, but you start to see on the faces of your brothers surrounding you and your mom, their faces kind of like drop and they just go... And your dad specifically just goes,
those different horns. Those more than one clan horns.
and you see Margith just goes,
No.
Thin Rish Nort. Varnasul Fenrish Nort. Clanrook Pinja.
and you start to see, like, they all start going still as they realize. And in this moment, you still hear the music and you don't know what they're talking about. But as they're listing 3 different clans, you realize what's happening. A few clans clearly have gathered together to raid yours.
Oh.
And with you're still hearing this music, and you see the terror on all of their faces as they all start just like getting ready, because like it's not just the simple raid that they thought it was. Now they're defending from like 3 different clans at once. And Dozakar just goes like,
Brother, what will you do? We must go.
I'll come. I'll be right behind you.
okay, John, what'd you get?
A 13.
You hear music coming from the pantry.
Oh yeah. Anybody in there? Is there anyone else in the kitchen with me?
In the kitchen, yeah. Like, all the chefs are there. It's a pretty busy night. You've been helping and cooking, and it's just this, like, sound as if all the sound of the hustle and bustle kind of, like, fades away. And all you hear is the music. And it's just... It's just coming from the pantry.
Does anybody else hear that?
You notice it's too loud in there. Like, they're screaming. It's very much the bear. They're like screaming like, "Chef, get behind you, chef, chef!" Like they're screaming it, and you are just kind of playing like, "Does anyone else hear that?" And no one acknowledges you.
Are my dishes done?
Always.
Yeah. Yeah, my tasks. I'm waiting for other people to finish their tasks so I can get onto my tasks. Well, I also want to make sure that nothing amiss is going. I live in a land of magic. I don't want anybody fucking up my pantry.
Yeah, magic is for sure super a thing everyone knows about in this world.
So I'll go. I'm gonna go check it out right away. I'm not gonna hesitate. Well, I hesitated because I asked, but after that, I'm not gonna hesitate.
Understood.
No more hesitating after the hesitating.
Right. It stops now. It stops at this point. Okay.
Right now.
Natasha, what did you get?
21.
21. Okay. So the music to you, you're just like, this is some weird music to play for a masquerade, like for my entrance. This is kind of bad. This is really bad entrance music. But like, you know what's going on. You think back for a moment. You're able to think back and see the, like think about the carnival you once went to as a kid. God, you haven't thought about that in forever. But with a 21, it feels like, man, if only you could go back to that carnival. For some reason, things just might be different. But you're here in a beautiful ball gown with a masquerade mask on, and yeah. So, I guess we'll go with you first. Griselda. What do you do? You hear this music, you're ready to go for the masquerade ball that you don't really care about, but you hear the music, and with a 21, you hear it coming out in the forest. Like, now with a 21, you realize it's not just coming on downstairs, it's coming outside. Deep in the gem forest.
Whoa. Dylan, did you name the nurse?
Yeah, I named the nurse.
Did you name?
Yeah.
What's her?
Frazetta.
Frazetta.
Mm-hmm.
So Griselda look for Frazetta?
Yeah, Frazetta's with you. I mean, Frazetta, like, is kind of your attendant always. And is like kind of like unrustling the bottom of your dress, like just getting you fully ready.
Frazetta?
Yes, my dear.
Is it okay if I like go to the bathroom really quickly?
Are you going to the bathroom?
I'm going to the forest.
Okay, make a deception check.
That's a nice callback.
So
oh
bad.
my god. A 19.
Okay. This is insane because you do this all the time to her, and there are some days where she just doesn't believe you and you're telling the truth, and some days you're lying and she fully is like, of course. This is one of those days where she's like, what? I already asked you an hour ago if you wanted to go, so if you need to go, you have to go now, because it is getting so close to the time you have to be down there, and I do not want the wrath of your father, so you have to go to the bathroom now, please.
She's
go,
already
go,
like
go
pulling off like the skirt and stuff, yeah, and she's like, okay, and she goes, and yeah, she makes it out onto like her little balcony, and then shimmies down the side.
Okay, make an acrobatics check.
Yay, let's freaking go. A 7.
Okay. You fully fall.
Oh no.
You fully fall. And I mean, at this level, this is not an insignificant amount of damage. You take 4 points of damage as you fall.
Oh my god. She's so hurt.
I know. You fell off of a building.
Wow, okay. And she like brushes herself off.
Yeah, you see that they're like most of the guests have gone inside and it's gotten dark now, so let me just see. Okay. Someone is like, "Did you hear that?" No, I didn't hear nothing. I didn't hear anything. What? What, do you think the Scarpettis are just in the bushes? Turn your fucking shit around, okay? Turn around and walk inside. All right. Just some, like, people going to the party. It smarts. That what just happened to you hurts a lot, but you're now on the ground.
Okay, and so now
Also, I'd say that with us, you kind of have like you have like the skirt off, and now you're just like in like the top of the dress, which is kind of honestly looks kind of badass. And you have the masquerade mask, but also there's like twigs in your hair because you fell into a bush, and you look like scuffed up now.
Great. Can she do some sort of like insight check?
What are you inciting?
If it is the Scarpettis in the forest?
Yeah, sure. Make an insight check.
Okay, great. That's 18.
18. The Scarpettis would never come in with creepy music. The Scarpettis come in with just like fire, and they usually when Scarpettis attack, someone always says, "Hey, it's the fucking Scarpettis! Come on out, Calzinis!" Like, it is so obvious. They are not subtle people.
Yeah.
So no Scarpetti would ever be like, "Ooh, I'm gonna be like atmospheric and weird and creepy." No, none of them. They're not smart enough.
Okay, cool. So then Griselda's very familiar with the forest. She spends a lot of time out there. So she's gonna go in and follow the sound.
Mm-hmm. Okay. As you get to the forest, a gem pig is kind of like waiting for you there, but like waiting for you, like looking at you and just like looking up with wide eyes. And then the second you get to the edge of the forest, it like darts off.
Okay. Shush. She's gonna go, "Here, piggy," and like softly jog after it.
Okay. Make an animal handling check.
A 19.
19. The gem pig like kind of turns around and like waits for you, and it's clearly like, now that you responded to it, the gem pig is clearly not running ahead so far, and it's clearly like doing what gem pigs do. It's leading you to something.
Okay. So she'll keep following it.
Okay. You keep following it. Zara. How are you making? Where are you going after the rooftop?
Excuse me. Probably heading back to wherever I'm staying that night.
Mm-hmm.
Usually in an alleyway or with other, other people that do what I do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The at nighttime, the border between Tumbledown and Brampton is a little bit well guarded. You can sneak past the guards through the border, but also there's a path in the sewers that you know well. It's up to you. The music will not stop though, and you like look around and see that no one is playing music on the street right now. But the music is more intense coming from like the sewers.
Then I will take the scenic route to the sewers.
Okay. Marabella, you get to this open grave. Can you make a perception check for me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure, yeah, betcha. Perception, do I have it? No, I don't. Wish I had a skill. 9.
9. Okay. You look in briefly, and there's something wooden at the bottom. Something wooden at the bottom of the grave. Your family doesn't really use coffins. You return people to the earth. So something wooden inside the grave is weird.
Well, I didn't put you here. And that wouldn't have... And she still hears the music, right?
Mm-hmm. And it's louder as you get closer to the edge of the grave.
She absentmindedly just starts patting her pockets. Maybe.
Oh yeah?
Could I find it? And she goes towards the wooden thing and...
Okay, so do you hop down into the grave?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's not a grave. It's
Yeah.
just a hole.
It's just a hole. It's not a coffin. There's a door at the bottom of this grave. Golzog, your entire family is scrambling now, and you know that there must be the sounds of war horns and the sounds of struggle, and yet all you hear is this music playing over and over again. Your brother waited for replies, saw that you were going to get going, and then kept moving. It seems like all hands are on deck for this one. Everyone is freaking out. Still stoic, but like it is just more hustle than you've seen from anyone. What are you doing?
Golzog sort of mumbles, gonna go get the old falchion. And the piece of meat in his hand that would normally be immediately shoved into his face as he gets up from the table sort of just falls back onto the plate.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna go off and look for this music.
Okay. Make a perception check.
15?
15. It's coming from your painting tent.
Golzog heads over to his painting tent.
And with a 15, you hear the music, and then you see something in the corner of your eye. You look over towards the wall of mirrors, and you see different versions of yourself, like reflected back at you, covered in blood, in different battles that you never participated in.
Oh, cool.
Tone, do you open the pantry?
Right away.
Okay. So you go to open the pantry. And it's just a normal, like, seeming like, full of food. But there's something rustling in the back.
Fucking rats, vermins. I can't, that's gonna ruin our patron's night. I've gotta find, I don't want to harm any vermin that I find, but I can't have them in the food, so I'll try to fish it out as carefully as I can so that I can escort it out of the kitchen and go back to work.
Okay. You go towards what you think is a rat. Make an athletics check.
I'm gonna have to use athletics is gonna be a 6.
Okay. You are kind of reaching around blindly, and you pick up something that's moving. But you're able to pick it up. It's almost like it stopped for you. Almost like it rolled a natural 1. And you instantly grabbed it. And you pick up a tomato. And you turn the tomato around, and it has this wide grin on its face. And With a natural 1, you grab it and it's smiling at you. Just like a smile. Like there's no teeth or anything like that. It's just like a...
Is it a friendly smile?
Make an insight
Can
check.
I roll an insight check?
You make an
Great.
insight check.
I'm gonna have to use real dice. I don't know why this is going slowly for me.
That's fine.
Probably fixed one side. All right. It's gonna be a 18.
18. Oddly enough, as creepy as this music is, as creepy as that feeling is, food has always been a source of joy in your life. And you do regard this as a friendly smile.
Hello there. How did you get in here? You're not one of the tomatoes I pecked up earlier today.
And in your mind, not spoken out loud, you hear, I came from where you came. Follow me. And the tomato in your hand turns around. And if you allow it to, it'll roll out of your hand.
I don't want it to get bruised. Tomatoes bruise really easily, so I'll sort of push it over. I'll let it. I'll bring my paw down to the what do you call turtles' mitts?
You sure?
I'll bring it down to the floor so it can roll away.
You see it roll towards what is like a rat hole, but then it kind of just like
I knew it
goes right up to it, and then just kind of like
I knew it. Rats
gets sucked right into this like little tiny hole in the wall.
Right. Well, it's my break anyway, so taking my break. And then Tone will carefully go towards this little mouse hole, trying to find any rats and stick his face right up towards the hole and look in.
Mm-hmm. You begin to crawl, and you begin to shrink.
Oh.
And you begin to crawl through a hole. Zara, you have now made it to the sewers. And this is really just annoying at this point. Your night has been nothing but you know that this music is somewhere and you can't find it. And you get to the entrance to the sewers, which is like a long ladder downward. Make a perception check for me.
So I have expertise in perception.
Okay.
That means I add the modifier twice, right?
Well, it should already be factored in.
Oh, it should.
So if there's a little dot circled in next to perception, then whatever that number is, that's what you got.
Okay. 14.
14. It's just kind of dark, and you know the way down, but you can start climbing down the ladder. And as you do, the things around you are not the sewer anymore. And you're climbing and climbing, and you've been climbing for a while now. And it's not ending. All right, Griselda. The gem pig stops at a tree. The gem pig stops at a tree and puts its snout to it, and you can already see beneath the ground in the moonlight like these glittering sparkles.
And I guess, should I just touch it? I guess so.
It's up to you.
Yeah. She's gonna like scoop it up with her hands.
Okay, you scoop up, and it's so weird. You know that usually there's like dirt and roots that you have to get through. You're just scooping up piles of gems.
What?
Like piles and piles of gems, like as if it were dirt. And there's something within you that you just feel like you have to like just keep piling them on. Like you just have to keep digging to the base of this tree. And you see this like cavern of gems that you've unearthed. Like this beautiful cavern just filled with these beautiful gems and these like little tiny waterfalls, just like bioluminescent water. And there's like, suddenly you're not even at the base of a tree, you're in the cavern and there's this pool of water before you. Do you look in?
Can she dip her toe in?
Mm-hmm.
Rosetta will help me change anyways. And like,
you dip your toe in and suddenly
oh,
you are underwater. But now, like, looking down, floating there, you see a reverse of yourself, like standing tiptoes on your toes right now, is a version of you. And you see her smiling back. And then suddenly, it flips, and you start to fall, and fall, and fall. Marabella, do you open the door? Do you open the door?
Like, duh, girl.
Okay. You open the door. And what you see on the other side is like, because you're in this hole and you open the door up and you see a pathway. Like gravity has shifted and you see a pathway that you can just start now walking on.
Oh, that makes me nauseous thinking about it. And I'm guessing music is louder.
Music is louder now that you've opened the door. Yes, mm-hmm. I'm guessing. The music is louder.
I'm gonna guess. Did you watch Love Island this summer, Dylan?
No, I have not.
Well, then never mind.
Could everyone please stay on task?
It was going to be connected, Marty.
So you open the door. Do you begin to walk through?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Again, and as she walks through,
patting your pockets.
She's absent-mindedly patting her pockets. Yeah.
Golzog, you're standing before yourself in this wall of mirrors. What do you do?
There's not like an obvious thing to touch and fall into, right? Not that Golzog wants to do that.
Make a perception check.
Nat 20.
Nat 20. Ooh. Ooh, on a nat 20, that's fun. You see, there's a lot of you covered in blood and winning, but then there's this one that stands out to you. Of just Golzog holding up this bottle. This bottle, and just looking directly at you. And just turning the bottle, and you see on the label, it just says the words in like a very fancy like spirit, like a bottle for like a very fancy, well-to-do spirit. You see the words "liquid courage."
Golzog looks out the tent flap at all the orc soldiers like run into the walls to fight the other clans, and then looks closer at the fancy spirit image of himself, and sort of without thinking, like reaches out a hand to touch it.
You touch it, and like you kind of knew, your fingers go through, and suddenly you're on the other side, not holding the bottle, but you see yourself still pointing at the bottle, and then pointing behind you. Do you turn around?
Yeah.
You turn around, and you see a carnival. Griselda, as you fall through, you're falling. You've already fallen tonight. This is the second time you've fallen, but you land softly on what is like a path through the forest, and what falls right beside you is the gem pig. By the way, the gem pig kind of just goes like right beside you.
Nice.
And on this path, you see someone who just turned around. You see this orc. This large, imposing orc who just turned around and is looking at this carnival, and you see a familiar carnival. Right next to you, climbing down a tree. Zara, you have been climbing this ladder for so long that suddenly you were climbing, and then you were climbing down a canopy of trees and climbing down this tree, and suddenly you're on the ground on this path headed towards this carnival that is very familiar for you. And also out of the bushes crawling on all fours, you see this turtle. You've been crawling through this tiny passageway for a long time. That kind of snaked around over and over, following this like bouncing tomato. And then you grab a hold of it once again, and the tomato doesn't have a smile. Not anymore. It's just a tomato. And you're kind of crawling out of the bushes. You're back to your own size now, Tone. And you see this like, I think you're muted.
How ripe is that tomato?
I mean, it looks... Make a survival check.
Yeah. From my phone. We got a 14.
14. Yeah, it looks very, very ripe.
Got it. Okay, well, I'm gonna pocket it.
Okay.
Just for now.
But you see this group of people, and then also just kind of walking down the path from a little ways away. Marabella, you see this just group of people kind of all converging on the pathway to this carnival. And beyond that, you see families and children like going to this carnival like completely normal, like it's an everyday thing, like any carnival would, but standing on the outskirts in like the forest, in a very foggy, misty evening, you see the first stars of night twinkle above an apricot sunset. Giant dragonflies whir overhead, trailing streamers, the low mist around the ground. And through a floral archway, you all glimpse just wondrous, vibrant creatures that you can only remember in what felt like a dream, but now standing here must have been a memory. Elf stilt walkers, dancing fairies, painted performers, there's laughter, pixie dust, bubbles, wistful tunes, but in the way that you got here, it's very unsettling. And then you're all looking at each other.
Oh my grubs! How long have you been here?
I don't know, like 5 minutes.
I just got here.
Yeah, me too.
I also just got here.
I followed a talking tomato.
Yeah, that's weird.
Okay.
I touched myself
Oh,
in a mirror. It's an image of myself with a bottle that said a liquid courage, and I touched it, and I just got here too.
I walked in through a grave. I was in a graveyard, so it wasn't like a huge stretch or nothing. It was not used also. There's nobody was in it. It was just empty. I'll clarify that. Well, hi.
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 Everybody,
Roll initiative.
no.
Die.
It's over real fast.
Hi.
Next time on.
Make an
We have
insight
all new
check.
characters.
Everyone make an insight check.
24.
Okay.
Wow.
22.
Okay.
11.
Whoa.
18.
18. Okay, that is as a group, because this is more of like a group check, kind of like a group stealth check. This is a group insight. You can't explain it, and you don't necessarily have to trust these people. But you feel comfortable around this group of people, and with that high of an insight check, along with a matching insight, you realize, I remember you. You're older now, but you all have a flash, kind of like a same memory of being children, running around this carnival together. And like those moments where you are fast friends with the first person your own age, you all remember this exact group of people laughing and having a good time, and more importantly, you remember there was something different about you when you were there with these people. And it's in a brief flash, and again, you don't have to trust it. You don't have to trust anyone around you, but there is a moment of, oh.
Do I know any of these people's names?
You wouldn't remember names. I don't think
Okay.
any of you ever like gave names or anything like that, or remember that. You just know that, like, I know you, and I know from where, and it's here. I know you from here.
You guys, all been to this carnival before?
Seems
Yeah.
that way.
Hi.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Well,
But like we were little and like we were like friends, right?
I remember your voice.
I remember your voice.
I think
remember-
I remember.
Do you still have the pig? Did she have had the pig last time?
Would you have had the pig last time? Natasha, what do you think? Would you have had the pig last time? Or a
I
pig?
guess so. I had the damn pig.
Sure. There was a gem pig last time too.
Yeah, it was here with me.
And that's also weird to you. Also, just so you all know, just if you want to do art, this is a pig, but it also has like a gem encrusted collar.
Beautiful.
Again, don't know why, but that's true.
And she like gingerly touches her arm because it's like super bruised and it hurts.
You do notice that, like, of all of you, for some reason this girl, this like pallid elf who is like in this masquerade mask and a half dress, it looks like fucked up. Like, looks like she like, you all look like nothing really bad happened to you other than something insane happening, but she looks like, oh no, something went down for you.
Were you just fighting in a great battle?
No, I was supposed to celebrate becoming a woman today.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of the women from my village look like after their ceremony of womanhood.
Yeah. I
Do
don't
you
know.
all like fight or something?
Me?
Do I want to?
Like, is that a common? I think she's bruised. Your people look like that as well. That
we all fight. Yeah, I mean, me, not so much. But yeah. A lot of fighting in Clan Mugashnar. I'm Gulzog, by the way. Gulzog, Intestine Scarf. Nice to meet you.
Is that like you have two last names, Intestine and Scarf, or are they combined in the same?
It's I believe it's what your people would call a compound word. And so
Okay.
two words made into one.
I like it. I've never met an intestine scarf before. Is that like you're scarfing it down, or you're wearing it like one?
As far as I can tell, no, you're wearing it. My great grandfather, Cleave Hand Intestine Scarf, made his enemies' intestines into. I don't know if he had scarf in mind, but he wore his enemies' intestines about his neck like a gorget or scarf, and that's how the family name stuck.
Do you also wear your intestines? I mean, your enemy's intestines around your neck.
Yeah.
Oh, good grumps. No, that's it's just a family name at this point. A lot of spine ripping. My dad does it more than me, but not so much actual wearing of the intestine scarf. The intestine scarf.
Cool.
Imagine that gets sticky.
What's your name again? I remember you, giant lizard with the hunchback.
No harm done. It's a shell.
Okay.
I live in a big city. It's not a. I've heard worse. It's Tone. I think I remember you. I think I remember all of you.
Yeah.
Were we
you got upset
friends?
with me the last time I called you a lizard with a hunchback. Why is that?
Probably because I was a kid.
I'm glad we've all matured.
But it's a shell. I'm a turtle.
Oh, got it. Grumsh doesn't get it, but he's trying to be. Golzog doesn't get it, but he's trying to be polite.
It's all right.
I'm Marabella, by the way. I never said that earlier. So Tone and Gulzog and.
Yeah.
I can't. Oh, and what are the other two names? Battle Lady and Tree, ma'am.
Zara, just Zara.
Oh, like the store.
I'm not familiar.
It's around this time that you see from far away there's just this like old goblin with this like it's like a like opera glasses, but instead of opera glasses, it's like a full spyglass telescope, but on one of those little sticks that he's holding up, and also has this horn sticking out of their ear, and it's like perched behind this. What you see is this ticket counter right at the beginning of this floral archway. The booth is decorated with a depiction of the night sky with like shooting stars going across it, surrounded by like butterflies. But it's like from far away, but you can still hear the shout. It just goes, greetings, fairgoers! Are you coming or going?
Golzog just timidly sort of puts a finger up like me. Like,
Yeah, yes, you and also the other people around you. Are you all together?
I'm going. I only have a 15-minute break.
What?
And I've only been.
What?
I'm going. I only have a 15-minute break.
So you're not staying for the carnival?
I'd love to. Can't. Have to run. Nice to see all of you again. But I have a job. So.
Are you sure? I don't know, it just feels circumstantial.
I can't. I wash the dishes. No one's gonna. I don't know. I guess I'll stay. I just. I don't want to lose my job.
What are you all saying over there? You're all hushed tones and huddling, and are you staying or going?
Hey guys, it feels like we should get closer to him if we want to talk to him, but I would rather not go over there myself. No,
let's go. Let's just go.
Oh, okay. If we're all going, I'll go, but I'm not gonna be the first one to do it.
I mean, this looks way better than the party I was gonna go to.
Zara walks over to the ticket person.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, all right.
How much for a ticket?
Oh, how much for a ticket? Well, it's about 8 silver pieces, but I'm always willing to barter. Is this your first time?
Apparently been it before.
Have you?
Yeah.
Present your hand.
As you flip over to the backside, you see it too for a moment. Something that you've never seen before on your hand. There's like, beneath the skin almost, like a hand stamp of return admission. And it is like a dull purple glowing candle that is burned down to the wick pretty far. And that's like just startling because it's kind of like a tattoo almost just on the back of your hand that is you've never noticed and never seen. And it is just glowing like under a black light, but the entire world that you're in right now is a black light. And he just goes, "Oh, we don't get many return visits. Couldn't resist, could you?"
So what's our special price?
Oh, the price? The special price for return visits is 8 silver pieces, but it's the same. But I'm willing to barter with you if you want to do something fun.
Is there like a sack of silver pieces from people who have paid for the ticket already?
Make an investigation check.
We love a rogue.
16.
16.
Nice.
Yeah, it's just sitting out there pretty openly.
Okay, I'm gonna try to sneak it out.
You're gonna try first thing you're
Try to
gonna
take
do.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Go ahead. Roll a sleight of hand check.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay, give me 1 second. Oh Lord, this is hilarious.
God. I'm scared.
Don't be. Fine.
We're used to George Dillon. We're all very like.
Oh wait, what is your perception, sir? Because that might be enough. Okay. So, wow. Sorry, it just took me a while to actually find the stat block. So, your hand goes for it, and you're pretty sure that it's fine, and then you just see the goblin's face just snap right to your hand. Just goes,
Oh. A little sneaky sneak, are you? Well, if you want admission, you're going to have to wear a special hat.
I can't afford a ticket. My
Well, then we barter. That is the thing that we barter with. Do you have any? If you're willing to make a little tiny ticket pact, that's fine.
Can I make an investigation check on to see if there's any weak spots in the kind of the walls of the carnival?
yes, of course you can.
Oh, thank you. So 15.
15. Yeah, there are definitely ways that you could sneak in.
Okay.
There are definitely ways that you could sneak in. Mm-hmm.
I turn to the rest of the group and be like, well, guess it's a no for me. And I'm just gonna sneak off.
Okay. Unreal.
Can
Okay.
Griselda do an
Becca's
insight check on
thieves.
that?
What?
Can Griselda do an insight check on that?
Yeah. What are you insight checking?
If she's actually leaving.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, make a deception check, Chosen.
Oh, you'll probably win this.
Wait, so I have the green A, so I have advantage on it. I can roll twice.
You have advantage on insight check. Yes, you do.
Okay, sick. That's a 21.
That's an 8.
Yeah. You have snuck out of your room and lied about it so many times. You know exactly when someone's lying about that they're not about to do something. They're like, "Oh, yeah, sure." You know that she's about to sneak around. You can tell pretty quickly.
Okay, bye, Zara. We're gonna
Bye.
miss you.
Miss you too.
See you never. Okay, so what's the price? Because this looks really cool.
It is 8 silver, or you can make a little tiny fun ticket pact, and it is free.
Okay, I don't have any money on me. What's the pact?
Okay, the pact is while you're in there, you just have to promise that you can't talk about your favorite thing.
Deal.
Okay. But if you talk about your favorite thing, the carnival always knows. Don't upset the carnival. It'd be very bad if you did that. But here's your ticket.
And you get a ticket, and on the ticket, it literally just says, like, emblazoned, like, can't talk about your favorite thing.
All right, who else?
And
I'll
also,
walk up to him after them. Sorry.
Oh, and also, he says, also, and then also he says, also this, if you're going to be there. And he pulls out these, like costume butterfly wings, like these costume, like, fairy wings. And you notice now that, like, everyone inside the carnival is wearing them. He's like, also, here you go. Wear them. This, and he just goes like, this is to show who's paid and who hasn't. It's very obvious, so please wear them, because if you're not wearing them, you'll be found out pretty quickly. Jasmine, make a stealth check, by the way.
19.
Okay. Okay. You successfully get in.
Okay. And do I notice the butterfly wings pretty quickly?
Make an insight check.
Ooh, 10?
10. Okay. You notice them, but you don't really, like, know. You just think people like, oh, people are wearing some butterfly wings. Like, a lot of people really like that, I guess. Yeah. You think you'll be fine. But you're in. You're in. You're into the carnival.
Who's next?
I'll walk up to the ticket master.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir. I didn't think I caught your name. Caught your name.
Oh, it's Nicholas.
Nicholas.
Yes?
I overheard that you accept a barter of some kind.
Yes, I've been saying it rather loudly over and over again.
You have been shouting it, I'm sorry. What kind of barters do people usually... What do people usually barter with? Anything?
Well, sometimes they give me something that is not worth the 8 silver. Sometimes they give me something that is worth the 8 silver. Most times they just accept the little fun ticket pact that I have going.
Well, on the way in here, I found something quite amazing. I found a talking tomato. I don't know if you've seen those before, but it might be the most magical thing I've ever come across, possibly.
All right.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, crap. Persuasion's bad. 11?
11.
All right. I have a fun pact idea that could go very well with this.
Is it like a multiple choice thing where I get to hear 3 pacts and pick whatever what I want?
No. That's not fun for me. That might be fun for you, but it's more fun if I do it this way. And I like that you have given me this tomato. That's very weird.
Oh, I didn't say I'd give it to you yet. I'm
just saying that I like the idea that you've given me this tomato as part of the pact, and now I will make a pact for you.
All right, let's hear it.
You have to carry around this tomato and say it's your child to everyone you meet.
All right.
All right, pact is done.
That's fine.
And then just the ticket just
Hey!
handed, and it just says carry around this tomato and say that it's a child to everyone you meet. And he just also has these like butterfly fairy wings. Just goes,
now wear these and have fun with your tomato, son.
One other thing. I have quite a big shell. Could I have another set of wings to cover my big frame?
Make a persuasion check.
10.
10. One pair of wings per ticket.
All right, Necklace. Thanks.
All right, who's next?
Come on.
Maribel will go up to him and stare up at him with her like big purple eyes. I really don't have any money, but I'm looking for something really important, you see? And I'd really appreciate some help.
Oh!
And he can look into her eyes and see the dark bags under it, and something about her kind of pulls at him.
Are you doing
And
something?
I'm hoping no, but my background, one of the things of my background.
Oh, right. Yes, the hollow one. Oh, it looks like you need help. Well, once you have a ticket, then you can go right inside to the lost things area. That's where a lot of lost things are. And if you lost it here, it's probably there or not.
Why did you say or not quieter?
I didn't say or not.
Oh.
You said it. You said or not. Do you want a ticket?
You said that or not, and it was very clear you said it.
You said or not.
It was okay. But yes, I'd like a ticket.
Do you want a little pact with Nicholas Midnight?
Full name? Oh, okay. What's the what's the pact?
Okay. Oh, for you, I have a very interesting one. And he doesn't break eye contact with you and pulls out this crown of flowers and puts it on your head. Now, if you don't water this every hour, it will die, and we'll all be sad about it.
Well, death isn't anything to be sad about. It's a part of life.
But the carnival will be sad about it. I don't care about your beliefs.
Well, all right, that's fair, I guess.
All right, ticket created! And then also gives you the wings. Wow, none of you have silver. So broke. Fun for me. All right, who's next?
Golzog has been slowly inching over from the spot where everybody came in because he didn't come over right away. Because he was too scared. But he saw everybody do it, so he approaches the thing. Hello, dear sir? One ticket to the carnival, please?
Silver or fun ticket packed?
I don't believe I have any silver on me. So... and he just sort of trails off.
All right. What's your name?
My name is Golzog Intestine Scarf.
Golzog. All right. This one should be fun for you. You must perform a short dance whenever you hear someone say your name.
Oh, no. I also have a dart I could give you. Could I barter this dart?
I like what I just said a lot, and the fact that you don't like it makes me want it to happen even more.
All right. I'm gonna learn to dance.
All right, ticket packed made! And then a ticket is handed to you, along with the butterfly wings.
Thank you, sir. And Golzog's gonna shuffle in after the rest of the group.
And you all make your way in to the Witchlight Carnival. And that is where we're gonna end for tonight. Yay! Finally in the carnival, one of you has not made a pact, has no ticket, and has no wings, and we'll see how that shakes out. I can't wait. Thank you so much. Oh, also, I will say, before we end off, because it's fun, make a perception check, Zara.
Ooh, spicy.
13.
Oh, I'm not muted.
13? Okay. Before we leave off, as you're kind of looking around trying to get the lay of the land of everything, you notice deep in the bushes outside on that trail, Thicket followed you.
Oh!
And Thicket is once again hiding so poorly. And that's where we'll end up for the evening. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. This was so much fun. We will be back here next week on Tuesday, same time for the next session. Hey, everyone, does anyone have anything to plug? Has anyone doing anything fun?
Oh, I kind of am, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, my mom and I are doing a Christmas show together next month where we'll be singing Christmas songs. So that'll be very fun.
That's so
we gotta.
cute.
Yeah, it is pretty cute. So we'll be singing the classics with a piano, bass, drums, and we have light appetizers and wine. I'll post info for it in the Discord. But
Okay, wonderful.
yeah,
That's amazing.
That's so fun.
It's gonna be fun.
yeah.
Anyone else? Anything?
Yeah, you can follow me at marty.abbyschneider on Instagram. And also from Hero Club, Nick Williams and I are writing partners. So if any Hollywood major gatekeepers are listening, please hire us as writers. We're really good at it.
They are really good at it. All right, thank you so much, everyone. I will be doing a DM's diary on this session, probably sometime next week, I think. Maybe recapping the last 2 sessions. That's going to be a thing I start doing. All right, we're into the Witchlight Carnival. You've met all the characters, and now let's see what the hell happens.
Yay.
This is gonna get weird, y'all. Thank you so much for being
Dylan,
here.
when will these be on YouTube?
Oh, when will these be on YouTube? I think this will be on YouTube probably around Friday. I think Friday is a good time.
Great day,
I would like to do it the next morning, but it's better to just do it on Friday. Also, I think Twitch has a rule that you can't do it instantly after anyway.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, they don't like you putting things on another platform like within 24 hours. So you have to give it a few moments. So the VOD of this will be on Friday on our YouTube, and I will put a chat command for VODs once that starts going. Thank you so much for being here. We'll see you next time. Bye, everyone. Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.